by a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things in my life. And unlike another woman in this race, I actually love spending time with my husband.
And I don't think she was talking about Kim Kardashian. Now, Rick Santorum made a lengthy and I thought very persuasive and powerful statement on illegal immigration. Clip number 7, please.
Let's just be honest. Nobody's focused on the people who are struggling the most in America today. We talk about immigration, not talk about the president's immigration plan. He wants to bring in more and more people into this country, let people who are here illegally stay in this country. Almost all of the people who are here illegally, and most of the people who came here legally over the last 20 years, they're working in wage-earning jobs. That's why wages have flatlined. And we have, unfortunately, two political parties, with most of the candidates in this field for some form of amnesty, some form of allowing people to stay here, even though they're here illegally, and for increasing levels of legal immigration. I'm someone who believes that we need to be the party that stands for the American worker. And when we say we need to send people back, I mean we send people back. And let me just make one point. I was in Storm Lake, Iowa the other day, near a Tyson's plant. 91% of the kids that go to elementary school there are minority kids. And they said, well, what are you going to do with all these people, their families? They've lived here for a long time. I said, I'm going to give them a gift. I'm going to give them a gift of being able to help the country they were born in. And we're going to export America. The education they were able to see. They learned the English language. They learned about capitalism. They learned about democracy. You want to stop the flow of immigrants? Let's send 6 million Mexicans, Hondurans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorans back into their country so they can start a renaissance in their country so they won't be coming over here anymore.
That was Rick Santorum, who, of course, is not polling very well, but again, a very strong performance. One of the things that I wish that one of these candidates would point out is why the borders are so porous. And we know that big businesses, whether it's Democrats or Republicans, want cheap labor. But another thing that is rarely mentioned is how porous borders and the eventual making of citizens of these illegal aliens will alter our electorate. Polls show that of the new citizens from third world countries, nearly 80 or more than 80% of them are going to vote for Democrats. Do you not think that that's a big factor? And I think if more Americans were aware that Democrats are very subtly and very slowly changing the electorate of our country, tilting it away from European immigrants and more towards third world immigrants, in part because they're going to get their votes. There's a clip on YouTube, and I believe his title is Executive Director of the AFL-CIO, Licio Medina. And he's talking about, just imagine, if we get new citizens, and 3 out of 4 of them vote our way, we're going to have a governing coalition for the long haul. Flat out said one of the goals was to make sure we have more Democratic voters. I don't think a lot of Americans, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, are aware that one of the goals behind porous borders is to very slowly, before our very eyes, change the composition, the electorate of this country to make it more left-wing. People from Mexico, people from Latin America, people from Central America, they don't know from Article 1 and Section 8. They don't know from limited government. They have no clue what that is. They believe health care is a right. They believe that the government's job is provide a social safety net. They couldn't care less that the Constitution is about limited government, maximum personal responsibility, leaving these other kinds of things to the state. They have no clue about that. The Democratic Party is aware of it, and it is one of the reasons, in my humble opinion, that the borders are porous. Huckabee got off an interesting shot about